Welcome to the following presentation of the Adrenaline Sim Racing Association. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Daytona International Speedway. We're here in the middle of Duel weekend for the ASRA NBC Cup Series Daytona 500. Jack Mitchell here alongside Eric Braxton and Andrew Anderson. And now Kevin Campbell joins us in the booth for Duel number 2. Kevin, how's it going?
Oh, pretty good. Duel 1 was fantastic, very action-packed, lots of hard racing, but they managed to keep it clean for the whole race, so hopefully we'll see if Duel 2, these guys can keep it going the same way.
Absolutely. They, we talked about it at multiple times. We're probably going to bring it up a few more times throughout the day that you don't want to wreck up these cars right before the Daytona 500. If you crash, you have to go to the back of the field regardless of where you finish, so a lot of these guys are going to try and keep it clean because there's also the factor that there is no like automatic front row person. Like there was no qualifying session that guaranteed anybody locked in on the front row. We know that's typical of how NASCAR works. We don't do that in the ASRA. You're racing your way in every time, so, or at least for the Daytona 500. So it's going to be pretty fun. I'm looking forward to seeing how these guys do in Duel number 2. So with that being said, let's go ahead, go trackside, get those most famous words in motorsports once again.
Drivers, start your engines.
Engines have been fired up for the second of our 2 Xfinity Duels here at the Daytona International Speedway as the cars make their way around the track. Let's go ahead and take a look at our starting lineup for Duel number 2. On the pole, it's the number 8 car of PJ Payne. Andrew Anderson, the 31, to his outside.
On row 2, we've got the 43 of Henry Tabor and the 46 of Reese Kupski on the outside.
Row 3, 52 of Nicholas Michelini, and on the outside, 68 of Alexander Schumacher.
On row number 4, you got the 99 of Bryce Mann and the number 40 of Ryan New.
Row number 5, it's the number 91 of Tyson Gifford and the 29 of Wyatt Dooling.
In row 6, we've got the number 3 of Connor DaCosta on the inside. And on his outside, he will have the 57 of Ben Fior.
Row 7, we've got the 07 of Blake Garcia, and on the outside, the 20 of Brody Kupski.
And rounding out everybody on the field, the number 27 of Chase Perry.
Connor DaCosta, your Clash winner, starting P11. Of course, that race was a whole lot more chaotic than the first Duel race has been. We'll see if we get any cleaner action in Duel 2, just like we did in Duel 1.
I'm just happy Daytona doesn't have any open gates on the outside wall to flip anybody over.
That's true.
I'm in agreement with that.
They would definitely find it.
They found it plenty of times in the Clash, but hopefully this time, so far, nobody's really had any kind of issues. No real wrecks. Nobody beating and banging or anything like that. It's been good, hard, clean pack racing here at Daytona.
And one of the biggest factors is making the right move at the right time to see if you can win this thing, or you might wreck your car trying to win as they're coming into the trioval.
That they are. PJ Payne, number 8 Ford Mustang, is going to lead them to the green flag through the restart zone, and we are racing in Duel 2 at Daytona.
And of course, with Duel 1, the inside lane is the preferred lane, and he's going to get a big start. Going to go immediately try to block the top lane from doing anything.
Yeah, we saw plenty of that in the first race. The cars running up right around the middle of the track so that they kind of block both lanes at the same time. That's sort of what PJ Payne is already doing. Like I mentioned earlier.
Shades of Brett Keselowski trying to be the Pied Piper, control both lanes at the same time.
Again, like I mentioned earlier, this is another chance for some of the drivers that you might not have seen before in the Clash. You can get to see them for the first time, like such as the 8 and the 43, the 52, the 99 has been in the Clash, but we'll sort of go through some of these names as we continue along in this race.
Speaking of the 52 and 99, we've got Bryce Mann pushing Nick Michelini to the lead.
And Nick Michelini, we'll see if he leads this lap, and he just barely does.
Reese Kupski went really high and kind of broke the momentum for the back half of the top line right there at the start-finish line. And now they're 3 wide in the middle.
3 wide for a moment, almost potentially 4 wide there for a second, but they settled out back to 3 wide pretty quickly. And the 46 of Reese Kupski, we saw that can hurt drivers. Like Dave Smith was stuck on the outside lane through pretty much the entirety of the first duel. He's not really by himself right now, though, but if Reese Kepsky stays in the top side for pretty much the whole duel, as maybe we had some contact between the 07 and the 68.
Looks like we got Brody Kepsky and Chase Parent trying to make that inside lane work to try to steal away that inside lineup towards the front. And it looks like it's worked. They've got Blake Garcia pinched in the middle with very little help.
Bryce Mann now going to have a look at the race lead on the bottom side, getting a nice push from Tyson Gifford. And they are going to split Nick Michelini 3 wide. Michelini's got some help, though. Andrew Anderson giving him a push. We'll see what Bryce Mann does as he takes the race lead.
3 lanes across the entire track here at Daytona.
I guess Bryce Mann thought that I guess Mann thought that the upper 2 lanes were the ones that had the better push, because he went almost all the way to the high side to try to hold on to the race lead. They're really bunched up. Way more aggressive early pack racing in this one.
Tyson Gifford trying to take the lead away from Bryce Mann, but that's not gonna be the case, as Bryce Mann just gets a really good push from Nicholas Michelini.
Off the tri-oval, Gifford looks to have his nose just inside of Mann's quarter, just enough to keep him from coming down the block. We'll see if it's enough for him to get a momentum ride.
He's holding on right now.
Around off of turn 2.
And as we mentioned, the winner of the clash, Connor DaCosta, he is already up there. Battling for about maybe 5th place, I want to say. 4th?
Yeah, around there.
Still early on, though. 3 by 3 by 3 in the back of the pack, by the way.
The high line is holding much stronger than in duel number 1.
So far, so good on that high line.
The Bryce Mann seems to be leading this thing, taking charge, keeping everybody behind him, especially when the 91 had a nose in there. He seems to just be controlling both lanes.
PJ Payne, the pole sitter for this race, has already fallen back to 8th place. Or at least that's where he scored the last time by, but he's definitely below 8th place now.
Looking almost like a flock of birds making a V shape towards the front. We've got 3 wide in the back, and then 2 wide, and then we've got Bryce Mann up head at point.
Good run right now for Chase Parent. He started last. He's already made his way to the bottom. That's exactly where you want to be. You've got the preferred line. You've got the push. You're giving a bit of a push to the car in front. Keep it rolling on the bottom. You never know.
Something to keep an eye on. In about 10 laps, we should be seeing pit stops if it's anything like duel number 1. Let's see who goes with who and when they decide to duck off to pit road, as that could shape out the rest of this race.
Yeah, we saw about halfway through Duel 1, maybe around lap 17 is when these cars pitted for the first and the only time. So only one pit stop is going to be good enough to get these guys to the end of the race, but it's just a matter of when do they decide to duck down on the pit road.
Side by side throughout the field. 2 lanes.
Yeah, this is
Let's
just...
see if any of them have anything for Bryce Mann. He just controls the front of this pack without a single problem.
Yeah, this is classic Brad Keselowski Daytona racing. The whole field 2 by 2 by 2 by 2 behind him, and then one car out in front running the middle, being able to hold off both lanes effectively.
If it's anything like Duel 1, green flag pit stops might shake up this pecking order a little bit, though.
Absolutely.
Exactly right, Eric. And it looks like the bottom line might be a little faster, but I think Mann's just going to be able to slot down in front of them all the way until we have pit stops.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what the strategy is going to be for him. Only Adrenaline Motorsports car in this field so far. Jack Mitchell and Blaze McKinney were both involved in the first duel.
Connor DaCosta looking inside of the 91, but I don't think he has the
look
help
at Chase
or the push.
Parent on the
Here
bottom
comes
of the
Chase
track,
Parent.
making it 3 wide back there.
Brody Kupski shoved into the middle, but he might have some help. No help at all. As Wyatt Dooling looks like he's looking down in there, as well as Ryan New. PJ Payne kind of riding the middle between.
It's a bit of an interesting formation. He's running by himself in the middle. There are 2 cars in front of him. There are 2 cars behind him, but he doesn't really have like too much help.
And every time these cars make a move on each other, Bryce Mann looks in the mirror and smiles, as the more they work together, or work against each other rather, easier it makes his job.
Yeah, that pretty much helped Roberto Crown Jr. in the first duel. He was able to hold off everybody because they were basically doing exactly that. They got so racy against each other that they didn't really have time to fight for the lead when you're so busy racing the competition. If you work together, you push for the lead, you have a shot. But if not, well, something like this is going to happen.
And don't look now, but this field's built up to 3 wide for most of the pack deep.
Again, 3x3x3 basically throughout the whole back of the field. A lot more aggressive. It's still relatively clean for the most part for a dual race. Again, as we've mentioned countless times, and we'll probably mention again, once again, you got to finish this race clean if you want to keep your starting position. If you crash in this race at all, you're starting the Daytona 500 in the
don't
back.
look now, but we got Tyson Gifford looking to the inside.
Yeah, Tyson Gifford
for the lead.
is going to have a little bit of a push here on the bottom.
He looks like he has the help now from Connor DaCosta.
Oh, is DaCosta maybe going to look 3 wide? No, he's going to fall in line for now.
Gifford throws down and blocks.
And the 99, nobody to help him. But here, 57 going to help the 99 in that spike ball.
We'll have to see if these guys don't build too much separation, because then the field will just come back and swallow them.
And they keep it out in front for the time being. Tyson Gifford going to be your new race leader. Connor DaCosta, though, he's got a push on the bottom. So we'll
see if Blake Garcia makes a move. We got Alexander Schumacher looking inside of Garcia. And yes, he will take that point.
They're getting real racy here.
Yeah, they're a lot more bunched up, a whole lot more 3-wide action in this duel so far. About maybe 5, 6, 7 laps away from pit stops. Are going to be on lap 11 this time by.
Keep your eye on the cars in the back of the pack as pit stops come. They usually duck off first, and last time that was exactly how Connor DaCosta, or the winner, was able to get the spot.
That was Roberto Crown Jr. Yeah, he was the one who took advantage off of the race off pit road. Okay, this is something that Tyson Gifford likes to see right now because he's all by himself and everybody is just about 3 wide right behind him. That's going to benefit him a lot for the time being, but you don't want to get too far out in front.
So far, just really clean, really consistent racing among everybody. And
it's a good warm-up so far for half the field. Again, 15 cars in each race. We'll get the full 30-car field on track together for the first time.
Gifford's getting pretty far out in front of that pack. This could come back to bite him.
looks like DaCosta and Schumacher closing it to 2 lanes.
Schumacher's got a big run right now on the bottom. And Ryan New is also giving them a bit of a push there. We're still kind of 3x3x3 throughout most of the field here.
Bryce Mann closing in on the rear bumper of Connor DaCosta. He might be able to give him a push, but it looks like it's stalled out just a little bit as that high line has a lot less momentum than the middle lane and then the bottom line.
And Chase Perrin, who started at the back, is already falling right back to the back of the field again. He hasn't lost the draft or anything. I don't really think anybody's at risk of losing the draft, especially the way this race has been going so far. But you want to stay on the bottom. That's your preferred line. If you wash up to the top and you stay there for too long, again, we saw it happen with David Smith in the last race. He was just stuck on the high side for so much, and he never really gained any ground. Tyson Gifford remains the race leader. Ryan New, he's got a bit of a push. There's Wyatt Dueling in the 29 on the bottom of the track.
Alex
Schumacher's starting to close that gap. He might be able to duck to the inside on the exit of the tri-oval up here.
Yeah, he needs enough.
See if he makes the move. 91 went with him to the bottom. Now these two cars
really far out
in front by themselves.
Here goes Schumacher.
Yeah, he's gonna have a look
inside to make his move. He's
off
got
of
the
turn
quarter.
2. Does he have
Side
the
by
push?
side for the lead.
I think he's gonna get the push from the bottom, but we'll see what happens because the high side also tends to work in the backstretch. Could he do some side drafting here though, and maybe take advantage in turn 3 and 4?
The high line's definitely packed more tightly.
Yeah, but Ryan New is closer. Oh, Gifford couldn't make the block. He looked low. He thought about it, but he couldn't quite get in front of the 68. Alexander Schumacher's got a push.
We're entering the pit cycle this time by.
They're all staying out.
Tyson Gifford is going to stay out in front for now.
Yeah, they're both side by side right now. Neither of them clear of each other.
If I'm a crew chief, I'm looking at lap 17 for the best time to duck down onto pit road. Make us have just enough fuel to get to the end of this race. As we've got the field's mostly 2x2, but looks like Ben Fiore is stuck in the middle with no help.
Ben Fiore, the only car that really doesn't have too much of a push. 91
We've
again.
got four
Oh,
wide.
yeah, we almost have 4 wide in the back.
Almost
Oh, we
four
are
wide
going to have
if
4
McElhaney
wide.
get it to push.
4 wide.
Oh, man. And here
and
come
they
the
make
pit
it work.
stops.
There we go.
First pitters, we've got Nick McElhaney, Henry Tabor, and Tyson Gifford coming in.
Tyson Gifford, the first one on pit road.
Love to see if they're in too early.
We'll keep an eye on
They
these
might have
pit
no help for the
drivers
for the end of
from-
this race.
That beautiful.
Tyson Gifford into his stall. He had a good run up to this point.
Beautiful Ken Block looking inspired car.
Yeah, Henry Tabor with a nice Ken Block tribute on his machine. We'll keep an eye on the race leader, Tyson Gifford, or at least he was the race leader last time by.
Connor DaCosta took the lead as they ducked onto pit road.
Let's find out where Connor DaCosta is on track. It
They
looks
come
like he
off
might
pit
be
road now.
making his way on the pit road. A
And here we
whole
come.
bunch of takers. Reese Kepsky stayed out. I couldn't quite tell who else was staying out. But
Connor
DaCosta
DaCosta,
in the position you want
Bryce
to be in.
Mann, Wyatt Dueling, Ben Fior. Let's see if we can cycle through them a little bit.
Bryce Mann, of course, has a pretty good advantage. So does Andrew Anderson.
Andrew
though.
Anderson.
Anderson has, I think that's the second pit stall.
He's got a great stall for this race.
Keep an eye on him and see what happens there. But I think the
Like
3 car should be the first one off pit road. So let's go ahead and find the 68 car.
Alexander Schumacher holding the lead. See who else he's got with him.
These 3
Here come
stay
the last
out.
of the takers, except for Alexander Schumacher. This is a bold strategy, guys. I don't know if this is going to play out how he wants it to.
He almost made
He's gonna be
contact with the
last comer to pit
43.
road.
Ooh,
We almost had a LePage moment there.
Yeah, that was close.
these guys are getting close.
Got to be very careful making your way off of pit road.
And see why NASCAR now makes them go all the way around to the backstretch. That looks dangerous.
So I
The
think
Schumachers
the-
should be coming in this time by.
I believe the 3 car will be the race leader. I'm not 100% sure on that. I don't know if the 8 pitted or not.
It looks like, I think PJ Payne was among the first of the takers.
Yeah, here comes
Here
Shuey to
comes
pit road.
Schumacher down to pit road. I don't see anyone else ducking down, so yeah, I think PJ Payne is going to become the race leader if I'm not mistaken.
Got the 07.
He is coming off of pit road, though. He's slow right now. He's still working his way up to speed. So the 8 car is right behind him. So I think Tyson
That's right.
Gifford
Looks
is in
like-
position to take it away right
That's right,
here.
it looks like Tyson Gifford will cycle to the front.
Yeah, he will. So Tyson Gifford's going to be the new race leader.
These cars are super spread out. We'll have to see if they get bunched up coming to the end of this race. We've got about 13, 14 laps left in this one.
Something like that. And it's an impressive job from Tyson Gifford. Really good pit strategy because he was the leader when they first came to pit road. He was the first car on the pit road, and he cycles out as the race leader. So that team did a great job knowing when to pit, and the strategy just played perfectly into his hands. They're going to fly right by Shuey here.
43 and the 3 all came pit together here.
Oh, I don't know if
Oh,
that was the
there's-
move from the 43. That was a little risky.
Ooh, really close.
Yeah, they're spreading out. We've got more cars bunched up in that second pack behind them. It looks like they'll probably close in, and then those 2 cars tailing them are going to join in. We should have these front 3 cars. Oh, he's way too far out.
Yeah, he's really, really far out. The 43 and the 3, they're going to be side by side, though. That's not going to really help them too much in terms of gaining.
That's going to make it a whole lot easier for the pack behind them because they get a big draft off of them side being
Yeah.
side by side. And yeah,
Yeah.
here they come.
These 3 really need to
PJ
work
Payne,
together.
Ryan New, Brody Kupski, and all. Closing in, that Delta is coming down.
PJ Payne being pushed by Ryan New.
Now they've strongly got that second draft.
These cars being scored 4th and
He's
5th
back
at the
forward,
moment.
getting in line. And that will make them go a lot faster.
Here they come.
Here goes Henry Tabor looking for second place, but he has absolutely no help into the corner. Just running on momentum only.
think
And
he's
here comes the pack.
Right now, he's running on momentum, but you got to keep an eye on that 8 car. That 8 car is going to be... Oh, the 8 car decided to push DaCosta. Not quite sure who
And
that's
it's
going to
gonna
help
fast.
out
This
here.
pack's going to have a big draft coming off of it. That extra pack behind them But
Yeah.
a straightaway back might be able to catch just enough air if they can get organized.
Yeah, that pack near the back of the field, that was something that we talked about a lot during the first duel race, was that these guys who were at the back of the field, they were sort of split into 2 packs of 3. This pack is a lot closer together. These 5 cars right now can form up and start making their way up the field. The 07 is on an island by himself right now. And
those 5 cars back there are going to have to get single file, otherwise they're just going to have no chance of catching them.
in the meantime, Connor DaCosta has taken the race lead away from Tyson Gifford. He got the push from the bottom, and he's going
Keep an eye
to...
on Andrew Anderson looking low under the 40. He might have something come to the end of this race here in 11 laps.
Maybe. Keep an eye out. There's
No,
still plenty of
backpack's
time
still
for
too wide.
any of these guys to make the moves that they want to make. Packed house here at
Backpack is still
Daytona.
too wide.
Love to see all this fan support here at this track.
So we
Everybody's
have
excited.
3 wide at the back of this thing.
43 making a move to the lead.
3
A
car
wedge
washed
through
up the
there, gonna
track.
make it a whole lot easier for any cars behind. But the more cars in a pack, the faster they're going to go. As Michelini looks to be the only one on the bottom line.
No one goes with him.
He's kind of
inside
making
of
it work.
Andrew
He
Anderson.
shoved
We've
the
got a little
31.
bit of 3 wide.
Shoved the 31 to the high side of the track. They're going to be running 3 wide back here.
Michelini should have a run coming into the tri-oval here.
All this side-by-side racing, it might help those 5 cars in the back.
Oh, absolutely it will.
It's like it is. As they're entering the tri-oval.
Yeah, they're going to gain a little bit.
You can watch that Delta. That number 27 car is leading that second pack. As these laps tick by, they look to be closing that gap down.
Still 3 wide in the back of this first pack.
5 seconds back that last time by.
3 cars now doing the Brad Keselowski, just standing out in front of the middle of these packs. 2 by 2 behind him for the most part.
Looking to the left
Fiore.
of Henry Tabor, but does not have the speed or the momentum.
Yeah, we have Ben
get
Fiore
under
in the
him.
back by himself, but that's kind of the only real 3 wide incident here. Everybody else is 2 by 2, and that's sort of letting DaCosta stay by himself. Tyson Gifford's still up here.
Sunby was still 5 seconds or 5.2 seconds, sorry, for that second pack. So it does not look like they're catching anymore. They got too disorganized and went too wide.
And a good run for Brody Kupski right now. He's running in 7th position. He started this race second to last in 14th, working his way all the way up inside the top 10. That'll be a nice starting spot in the Daytona 500 if he can hold on.
Amazing job by him.
Keep an eye on the 20 and the 8 car. They're teammates. Let's see if they end up working together to get to the front of this while this race winds down.
Both members of
As
Eagle
now we've got
Motorsports.
3 cars single file here on lap 25 now.
3 cars single file on top. Here goes Tabor to the bottom.
Inside.
3 goes low. Got the 07 with help.
Oh yeah, he's gonna get plenty of help on the
Tire
bottom.
line. Tabor to the point.
But is he clear of the 3? That's the big thing.
Oh, look at Michelini.
He's got all the help.
Goes all the way to the bottom of the track, and he's got help on the bottom too. This could get dicey.
He might make it 3 wide.
He will
Rest in
We do
issue.
have 3 wide for second.
for second place.
Tabor's
Oh, the
got too
40
many
got
lanes to
the
block
40 got a
now.
little bit loose there.
DaCosta's going to lose some speed here on the top line. He'll cycle to the back.
Guy's getting real racy.
Henry Tabor is going
The
to take the
second
race
pack is
lead.
knocked off at 10th.
Michelini still looking for the lead. The 43 not exactly clear of that jet blue car.
A side-by-side still for the
Oh,
lead.
Brody
We've got
Kupski,
2
he's got a
sets.
bit of a push on the bottom now from Andrew Anderson and Ben Fiore. That bottom line, they've got all kinds of momentum, all kinds of cars.
Inside
Anybody
lane
who
has a run.
makes a move to the bottom and is able to get a push like that.
The 3 wide back there looks like.
And that second pack is coming.
Yeah, that second pack
quickly.
is definitely
They
making
are cutting
making
that
up ground.
deficit.
But we're on lap 26. Not too many laps left in this race. Under 10 to go.
That's true. They'd have to make up about a second per lap.
Yeah, they'd really have to make up a lot of time here, or hope that some of these guys wreck and a caution comes out.
So right now it's really up to these guys in this first pack to see who's gonna win this race. Is a big push.
They're 2 by
And
2
this
right
race,
now.
of course, will set the outside line for the Daytona 500.
And again, everybody keeping it clean, everybody keeping it incident free for the most part, which is good. You know, it might not be the most entertaining thing in the world, but you want to have a clean car for the Daytona 500. That's our first points paying race of the year. That's our first time
Got
we're going to
some
see
anxious
all
car
30
owners,
cars
but-
together on the track at the same time, so.
And I don't think we'll see a single car owner smile until the checkered flag flies.
You got that right.
43 and the 52 currently leading both of these lanes as we're coming to lap number 28 here at the second duel.
Henry Tabor has definitely been one of the most consistent drivers so far this weekend. He qualified third for this duel.
The 20 of Kupski washed up and Anderson looked inside, but Kupski was able to get down in time. However, we're probably going to have a 3-wide race to the finish here with 4 laps to go.
Well,
Starting to
we'll see
shape up probably in the next couple of laps.
That would be the
let's see
assumption.
Who's willing to take it 3 wide? Who's willing to take it 3 wide to risk their car to have a higher position at the Daytona 500?
And soon, we're going to find out who will sit on the outside pole for the big race to kick off the start of the NASCAR NBC or ASRA NBC Cup Series season.
Not
Sorry,
NASCAR.
we no longer have
That's
NASCAR
fine.
in the name.
That's a fun.
I just had to slap myself. It's okay.
Henry Tabor right now in front. Nick Michelini
The
to
bottom lane's a
the
little
bottom.
more organized.
We'll see if these guys can get a push and if they can somehow try and force the 43 out of line. That's probably going to be their best bet, is to stay in line and maybe try to force Tabor out of line so that they can get a
We've
run
got
on the
3
bottom.
wide in that second pack, which
I was about to say that. I don't know if you guys saw
blows
that. but
away
there-
any wish of catching this lead pack. They'd have to be
So I think-
organized single file the whole
Yeah,
time.
you have to literally be
Right now,
single
that-
file, and they're just in V formation right now. It's not going to help
that
any of
lap
them out.
battling for 10.
They're burgered.
3 laps to go here in Xfinity Duel 2 at Daytona. Coming down to the wire in this one, trying to set the
Anderson looks to
outside
the
row for
inside
the
of
Daytona
Kupski.
500. Michelini
He's
goes
gonna
to
make
the
it
inside.
3 wide for 4th place.
Here comes Anderson. Looks like he's
Anderson
gonna
has help.
Hey, Payne.
Anderson side drafts Kupski just a little bit.
Anderson in that GameStop Toyota. Looking,
Michelini's
Michelini's got to run on the bottom. If he can get around the 40 of Ryan New, he's got a chance. Oh, Ryan New
Michelini's
goes
a little far
slightly
from
lower to
everyone.
block. Oh, here goes Ryan New, making it a move in that Toyota Supra, and he gets to the inside of the 43 car. That could be a huge move for the 40 car.
and Anderson
Michelini gets shuffled
Hello,
out by
Michelini.
Anderson. Those 3 cars on the bottom
Oh,
towards the back of
man.
that front pack
31.
have momentum.
Lap 31.
Ryan New looking to take the lead
Ryan
here.
New is going to take the race lead. 2 laps to go here at Daytona.
PJ
Oh, he's not
all
quite clear. They're
alone on the
3 wide
inside
behind
lane.
them for, I think, 3rd.
Side drafting Anderson.
Oh, we're gonna have a really good finish.
Oh, yeah, PJ Payne, the pole sitter in this one. He's worked his way back up here to the front. This is going to be a really exciting finish here.
If they can keep it sorted, that is.
PJ
Exactly.
Payne is to the inside of the 40 car, but he
Tyson
might have
Gifford
to
looking
wait
to the bottom.
until
He
the
gives
exit of the
PJ Payne a
corner.
push. Ryan New
Payne has
is going to be in a
help.
pretty good spot, but Henry Tabor's still quite barely out in front. Into
Michelini
turn 4,
trying
white
to
flag
slot
this
in.
time by.
And he will slot in front of Brody Kupski.
1 lap to go here at Daytona in duel number 2. This is going to set the outside row for the Daytona 500. Ryan New has, I'd say, the advantage, but right now Henry Tabor is barely in front. They're side
Going
by
from
side
turn
for
1
the
to
lead
turn
going
2
into turn
for the
2
last time.
on the backstretch for the final time. They're going to be side by side.
That 40 car and the Subway Supra trying to win this thing as they're going to be coming into the back straightaway.
Keep your eye on that number 8 car. The number 91 looking low.
I don't think the 91's going to have enough time. He's got to really get a push, but the 8 car with a fantastic block. Maybe he looks low. Maybe he looks high. 43 and the 40. They're side by side going into turn 4. To the
Into
checkered
the
flag,
tri-oval.
into the
Here we
tri-oval.
come.
Side by
It's going to be a
side.
drag race.
Coming to the line. It's going to be a drag
Oh,
race.
it's
I think the
gonna be-
43 got
Let's get
him.
it.
Oh
Oh,
my goodness.
finish.
What a
That
finish.
was
Might have been
amazing.
43.
1/100th of a
duel.
second between him and the 43. Henry
Absolutely
Tabor, your winner
amazing.
in duel number 2, the Steel Series Ford.
What a race.
And they kept it clean. They kept it consistent. They kept it nice off each
I
other.
know I
off
talked
the
about
ball.
the anxiety of car owners earlier, but that last lap sent all of their heart rates to the moon and back.
I think the anxiety in the booth definitely rose a few notches there at the end.
just a little bit.
I was kind of thinking that
fantastic.
I was thinking maybe we were going to get a side-by-side photo finish. We just about had it, 1/100th of a second.
I would call that a photo finish for NR 2003. We've got Henry Tabor will lead the field on the outside lane to green, followed by Ryan New,
And an
PJ
extra
Payne,
little
Andrew
victory
Anderson,
lap
Tyson
for,
Gifford, Brody Kupski. And Andrew Anderson just decided to stick with him this time.
Just a little bit of a victory lap here at Daytona. So it's going to be Roberto Crown Jr. will have the pole, and Henry Tabor will join him on the front row of the Great American Race. Let's go ahead and go back and take a look at that finish, though. That was fun.
Let's get a helicopter look at this, though.
Yeah, we will. We're coming back to the checkered flag right here. There's a 43. Man, I got to tell you what. I think the 40 car just ran out of track. I think if he had a little bit...
If this was Talladega.
Yeah, I think if he had just a little bit more...
Oh, man.
Oh, my
Look
goodness.
at that.
That is tight.
Got hair standing on end and got goosebumps.
And look at that rear chase.
Oh, man.
Jeez.
Oh, yes.
Literally
that
a
is
bumper.
fantastic.
That is an all-time photo right there, ladies and gents.
What are we looking
Kyle
forward
Larson
to?
acting here.
Ah, you didn't have to bring that one up.
Yeah, I got to tell you, man,
Fantastic race.
if that 40 had just a little bit more track out in front of him, I think he was taking that checkered flag, but he just barely ran out of time. Great effort from both of these guys.
Congratulations to the 43 of Henry Tabor.
Let's go ahead and take a look at our
Fantastic
finishing results.
finish.
Henry Tabor with the win. Ryan New finishing in second, just barely. PJ Payne started on the pole. He'll finish third. Andrew Anderson in fourth. A solid showing from him. Tyson Gifford in the 91 will finish in fifth. Brody Kepsky, great. Again, I mentioned earlier, good run for Brody Kepsky. He started near the back of the field. He ends up in sixth. That'll be a good starting spot in the Daytona 500.
Tough race for Blake Garcia. He started in 13th and didn't go anywhere.
Yeah, Blake Garcia, you see he finished 25 seconds behind the leaders. That was about as close as it gets. The official scoring, by the way, shows Ryan New finished 9 1,000ths of a second behind Henry Tabor for the race win. Honestly, for this game, that's about as close as it gets.
What a finish.
Another, unfortunately, not the greatest run ever for Connor DaCosta. He brings it home ninth, the Clash winner. We'll see what he can do from that area in the Daytona 500. But that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to do it for the Daytona Duels, the Xfinity Duels here at Daytona. Of course, the Great American Race, the Daytona 500, to kick off the inaugural season of the ASRA NBC Cup Series is not far away, so we hope you'll join us for Daytona. If you guys like that race, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, share the video with your friends, tell everybody about it. We're looking forward to kicking off an exciting season of NR 2003 action. Follow us on all social media as well at ASRA Sim Racing on X and Instagram. But we'll see you guys for the big one, the Daytona 500, soon. Thanks for watching. Thank you for watching this presentation of the Adrenaline Sim Racing Association.